So now I'm here and let's see.
Okay, so the question that we are trying to see is what is the IP address of
This guy.
these guys?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is my, I'm going to switch this to, this is the client mode. This is my router name. This is the password.
Yes.
And this is my
Yes.
computer IP. And this is the port number. All right. So
Okay, now you submit all.
select all and switch to, this is going to turn out to be 01.
Yeah.
Tony, you got this far, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there. Now this is in client mode. Just to prove it, go to max. I'm gonna switch this to 4001 and voila, right? And I have a multi-mode one working. So this is
Here is your router.
yeah,
So you
okay.
can look at clients.
So basically, if I want to turn a particular sensor's LED off, I just need to copy that IP address of that sensor, and
Yes,
replace it in the IP in the string,
that's
right?
it. Yes. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so how did we find this? Look into your client list in your browser, the previous
Okay.
tab. So 175, you should see it in that list. It's the ESP.
This guy.
Yeah, so your MUGIC ones will show up like ESP dash something.
Uh-huh. So this is the
And
IP address.
yes,
For Jenny to turn on and off the LED of, for say this guy, it would be
yes. Yeah, so it would be 1675 slash set question mark LED equals 0.
okay. So let's see if it's gonna work. Yep. Yeah, the green one is the power. So there,
Perfect. Yep.
but
Great.
it's still the music is
Yeah.
still
Perfect.
working,
Yeah.
right? Oops.
Thank you. I will try that after the meeting too.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
Yeah, so the only trick
There
is to
you go.
find out the IP address when they log into the network.
Yeah.
Typically, they'll be they'll be given an IP address. Any IP address is called DHCP, is the protocol, is dynamic IP address. So anybody who connects to your client network will be given an IP address. But typically, if they log out and log back in, they'll get the same IP address again because
Okay.
DHCP tries to be stable, tries to give you the same based on the if it's not used by somebody else, if it's available, and it recognizes the same MAC address that's connected to that before, it's going to try to give you the same IP address. So hopefully that'll be stable.
Okay.
Got it.
I
Got it.
just changed to one, so now it's blinking again. And I think we made a two also, which will turn solid, I thought. Yeah,
Yes. Yep.
look, it doesn't blink, right? So that two
Great.
is solid.
Okay.
Zero is no light, it's off. One is blinking. So yeah, your router, you can log into your router, right? So you
Yep.
do exactly as we just did.
So can you remind us how we do DLE?
Yeah.
You
So
have to click both
yeah, this
buttons
is the
and go to
music too, but Blake has a one, so you have to push. Right now, it's purple blinking. Oops,
yes.
let's see. But if you press power and M button together, everything becomes green. And now I am in a BLE mode. It's right here. You can go from here, BLE configurator, and you find this thing, connect to music device, and here. Okay. Uh,
I don't think that that's the one.
yeah, but
But pair it. Okay, and now go to that in that tab. You see the get assigned IP. Check IP.
oh, that's right. There, yes. Yes.
This one, this one
Yeah.
in the BLE configurator, it gives you the assigned IP. So this one
Okay.
is 208.
Yes.
Let's
Okay.
check on your browser.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Let's check on your browser. Is there a 208 that's connected? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
right there,
Yeah.
208.
Oh, it's unknown. It was not that guy, Hervé. It was not
It's
a
not expressive. No, it's unknown.
unknown. Okay.
But that's why That's why we put that on the BLE configurator page, because it makes it so much simpler to know
That's
what your
right.
IP address is. There was no way
Exactly.
to do that with MUGIC
Yeah,
1.
that's right. So, yeah, Tiani, even when you get it to be Magic too, and Blake, if you want to do that, this is the way to do it. Excellent.
Good
Thank you,
stuff. Yeah.
Hervé. I think I knew about this, but I forgot a long time ago. So yeah,
Yeah.
so we don't have to go to the Acrobat to find the address, just click that thing. Thank you for doing that, Hervé. Yeah, I think we suffered this through before, so he made that
Many times.
yeah, many times. Okay, so we're good with the this issue. Okay, cool.
Thank
All
you.
right. So Blake, I told Hervé about he hasn't had the time to look at the rainbow, but he can find out. Can you
Yeah, I mean,
verbally
mostly I'm
tell him?
I would say I'm just like I'm essentially using Rainbow and Max to export web audio
Hmm.
code, and then I'm just making websites, like supplying the
That's
audio, like all of the audio processing using
Right.
Rainbow. And so I was just wondering if there's a way to, or like how I would go about, or what I might need to know about to essentially connect the music directly through the browser, like OSC in the browser, to use that so I can create, I'm trying to essentially create like pedagogical tools where students can directly just like I can show them something in class in a website and then they can just go to that website and interact with the concept or the thing. And I'm just wondering if I
Right.
can
oh,
hook
that's
music into
great.
that.
That's great.
Because yeah, it's just
Yeah,
you often have to explain the tool
right.
before you can get to the thing you're actually
Yeah,
trying to
yeah, of
talk about,
course.
and then it's you've
Yeah,
wasted
yeah.
3 weeks, or whatever it
But
is. So
does a student need the rainbow installed in their computer or no?
no, yeah. So basically, all Rainbow allows you to export essentially it's Max like code. So it's its own. It's
Right.
like kind of like Gen. It's its own environment, but it functions
Okay.
like Max. And then
Mm-hmm.
you can essentially tap into it'll export that, and then you can connect like JavaScript and uh,
Hmm.
to that code, so you can access the parameters. So you could make a synthesizer sound, and then or a
Mm.
filter. Like one of the classes I teach, it's the textbook I use separates the frequency spectrum into like 6 very specific filter areas, and so I built a max
Uh-huh.
patch that has extremely steep like
Okay.
bandpass filters, and
Mm-hmm.
then I exported that to there. So I'm just wondering if I wanted to make more of compositions or just to get students interacting with the music without having to learn Max or a bunch of code, ways to do that. So most of the question I think is around like OSC in the browser, and it might be more
So,
complicated.
so first of all, OSC, I would recommend doing OSC if you're doing JavaScript in the browser, because there's no reason to. You can get all the data in JSON format or in just like
Gotcha.
um, raw. So so the only question I'm going to ask is how are you getting the data in the browser then?
The the music data or the
The MUGIC
other
data.
that's kind of my question, is like as trying to understand if there is a way to sort of connect, like, maybe this is where I'm out of my depth a little bit. Um,
So how much data do you want? Do you want to just like press a button and say record the next 5 seconds data, for example? Is that like listen for 5 seconds and get this JSON? Like here you can set the output format. So you're going to get some
yeah,
datagrams with JSON, right? And
gotcha.
it's extremely easy to parse JSON in JavaScript. You just like you use this command JSON.parse.
Yeah.
And so but in order to parse, you need to parse a string. So you need to get the string from somewhere. So you need to get it from UDP packets. So you need to have a socket opened, and then
Hmm.
you need to listen to that socket. And on every time you have a packet, you can parse the content of the packet. It should be a JSON string, and then you should get your data. Which is just
Okay.
like an array, and then you can put your arrays into something, or you can pass them on to something else in the on the RNBO. Sorry, what was it called?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically I would have to translate that data into
Yeah.
some MIDI like whatever the patches, the max patch would be looking for when it's bringing in
Yeah,
the data. Okay,
right.
cool.
And the JSON parse is going to parse this thing, and so it's going to have a JSON object, which is going to be basically a map of names to values, and the names are going to
Hmm.
be like AX, AY, AZ, QX, QI, QZ,
Yeah, all
QW.
the stuff that we have in
Yeah,
the max,
Give me
and then
the
this,
I could essentially
diagram.
kind of take the JS code you're using
yeah, and
already with the max, and then
and so
okay,
if you want to have a UDP socket in JavaScript, uh, I just type UDP socket in JavaScript, and boom, connection dot on open, connection dot on message. So you can just like run, you can run like a little, so you can make a page, which like a script portion of it. And
hmm,
when you press a button, it just does that.
cool. And then all I would need was just then I would just need the IP of I need the
Uh,
port,
well, you
the
need the
U.
port, yes.
Yeah, okay.
When you listening to a UDP socket, you need the port. So yeah, so anyway, I would just you could also use Node.js.
Sure.
Apparently that's a fairly uh
So
common way
so
of doing
basically,
it.
as long as I know the port that the music is sending over, I should be able to tap into that via
Yeah, I think.
UDP, and then I can get this kind of the same data that you're already getting in Max. Then I
Mhm.
just have to figure out how to format it into the format I need, and then from there I kind of understand how to get it into Rainbow.
Yeah,
But okay, yeah, that seems pretty straightforward. But
yeah, it should be really fun.
Really? Because I didn't understand any of it.
well, yeah, I mean, like this is kind of the point is these things are really complicated, and I'm just trying to make experiences for my students
Yeah,
where they can just,
I wish I could do
very,
something
very
like
quickly, most of our students are like industry students, but I'm always trying to sort of get them to more
right.
interactive,
Of course.
things, so I think just getting them where it's not so scary. And then from
Yeah.
there, it's, okay, you did something cool. Now let's go next and open this up
Yeah.
and we can
Yeah.
get a little bit more complicated.
So,
Um,
in other words, you're trying to make something like a Wikinator type thing, or
um, sorry, I don't know. I don't know if
the
I'm
the
familiar.
Wikinator is like a
Oh,
web-based.
Wekinator.
Wait.
Kind of. I mean, more. It's just like often I'm just trying to create like very simple web pages that elucidate a single concept.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some like especially there's I know in the article that Cycling 74 has on their page about the synth, like the learning synths page,
Mm-hmm.
they mention there's a page where they're trying to teach like FFTs, and they use
Mm-hmm.
these like simple graphical examples and like walk you through it. And
Mm-hmm.
so I find often I'm trying to explain, FM synthesis or something,
Right.
and then it's okay, well, like there's some technology we're going to use Max, or we're going to
Yeah.
use FM8, or we're going to use some synthesizer, and now the students have to learn that
Right.
to then learn the concept, and it's like I'm just trying to create these simple pages and then thinking about how I can then maybe use this more creatively to be able to just give someone a music and then have a web page that has sort of a way to interact with the axes and with motion, so they can kind of just get an idea of what's possible using this tool, and then from there maybe get into Max or Ableton and more more complicated things, but
Mm-hmm.
just more of like a very simple entry
Right.
into interactive gestural technologies and things. So it's a work in
So,
progress.
yeah, yeah, no, that sounds fantastic actually. So, who's going to do that programming on the JS? No, the JS.
Me probably, yeah,
You?
yeah.
Oh God. Would you like to share? Because we love.
Yeah, well, this was like a question I've had for a while, is just how to get music in the like connecting music to the browser. Because I think
Mhm.
also just for demo, like just for if I'm at a conference or like just demoing this, it's
Right,
much easier. I
right.
can pull up something,
Yeah, on the web.
connect to it, and it's much more
Mhm.
easy for people to understand because the interface is my coding skills aren't
Mm.
the best in terms, especially in terms of CSS and like making things pretty. So the interfaces I have are extremely sparse, which makes it
Mm.
a lot easier to understand what's happening,
Yeah.
whereas with Macs, there's immediately lots of things to explain.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Yeah, so are you like designing the user interface as well, or?
yeah, again, these are, like longer term goals,
Oh, I
but
see.
I kind of
Okay.
have some very basic prototypes of the more of these just sort of very simple interactive pages
Mm,
that I have a couple things I need to do before I actually get them like up on a server somewhere. Like I'm just running them locally.
hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
but
it just reminded me of this woman. You know this woman, Courtney Brown, Dinosaur Choir. So
no.
she made a I met her at the CMUS in Purdue the other day, and she made a page to composer. Okay.
Yeah, I always have to add composer.
Yeah, I think it's this dinosaur. It's called Dinosaur Choir, and she 3D printed the head of the dinosaur.
Hmm.
I don't know what's not working. Oh, here. Wait, no. So she has a web version. Look, so I think she said this is you can launch this.
Mm,
Oh, I don't know if I still get my Zoom after this. And see, enable webcam. Oh, I don't think I can do it because I'm on Zoom. We'll see.
sure.
Can you still see? Okay, here.
I can see you.
Can you see
Yeah.
Yes.
and you can say and
Okay.
you can hear the dinosaur sound. So she modeled the
Mm,
dinosaur bone head to guess what it must have sounded like that. So I thought that was so something like, and you just turn on the web and voila, it works like that. So yeah, so look, yeah, this is me. This was at the CMUS. Yeah, so she's gonna blow into it and like that.
Someone turned it down.
That's the head of the dinosaur made in 3D printing. I thought it was really, really cool. But anyway, something like that. Okay.
yeah, just easy to interact with. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
not to take up
Hmm.
any more time, but
So
thank
Hervé,
you. That's helpful.
yeah. So Hervé, to do this Node.js thing, is there a way for us to help and for ourselves to do the to do this web interface thing?
Well, I don't think that you should run Node.js, but if you do, no, I don't have anything to offer there.
Okay.
No,
Um,
I think it's a pretty particular thing, but I'm happy to share.
Hmm.
Again, the whole point of this too is just to make these things very available, like
Hmm.
just open tools.
mhm.
So if they're
Okay.
useful for other professors at schools or just to
Yeah.
teach like music
Okay.
technology concepts, but
Right.
I'm happy to,
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
things available because I'm sure other people will know how to do things much more efficiently,
Right.
um, and
When
more cleverly than I will. So,
yeah,
um,
when everyone
you
was
know,
talking about open the sockets and things like that, just went over my head. But I will I will transcribe that. And maybe some CS person can do that, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe I will get a student. Maybe not before the next quarter, but might be able to do it for music. Okay. Any other question or who's there? Oh, hi, Jairus. Jairus is there.
Hi, I was able to
Hi.
come in.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. What's up? What are you doing?
And nothing much. Just
Are you
some
in
game.
Philadelphia?
Yes, I'm in Philadelphia.
Okay. Okay. You said you have some pieces that you did or you will do, or do you?
I'm trying to get more into the Ableton version,
Uh-huh.
and to develop the painting concept there.
Mm-hmm.
I need just to sit more hours doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Ableton version of your,
the video with Ableton, yes.
you
So
mean the painting piece, or
please, yes.
is that the painting piece you're doing?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I don't know if I showed you this. I think I did. Yeah, because let's see. Oops. Something happened. Okay, here. Yeah, so I showed you this, right? The Pong game that the UCI CS department made, the students.
Oh, wait, am I on the right? Going all crazy. It's not down to make up and down. Wait, am I on
Pong
the
on
right?
steroids.
You're the one on the right. It is pretty sensitive.
Oh my
So it's
God.
just kind of like,
So the Pong game,
Wait, am I on the right?
Pong game usually go up and down like that, right? But this one can go this way, and twist and stuff like that. So the ball goes crazy.
All crazy.
go up and down.
It's not
Down to
moving.
make it up and down.
Wait, am I
Pong
on
on
the right?
steroids.
You're the one on the right. It is pretty sensitive.
Oh my
So it's
God.
just kind of like,
So we'll see if I can, we can get to the level we can maybe release it or something. So try to generate more sales that way. So that's what up. Other than that, let's see. Anybody want to offer what you're up? Militz, are you still there? Millie? Militz, are you still there? No, she's in and out. Okay. Oh, there you are. So your mic is off. Hi.
I know. Is
Yeah.
it better now?
Yeah. So you are going to Shanghai?
Yeah. So there are a couple of things coming up, and I'm absolutely and completely unprepared. So I'm just trying to phase myself back into music and music altogether.
Right.
But yes, there are three things.
Mm-hmm.
Two are in New York, and one is in Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
And the one in New York is a performance,
Mm-hmm.
but the idea that I have no idea if I'm going to get there really, but my idea is to get the MUGIC to use as a diagnostic tool for some yoga poses that I'm doing.
Oh.
And because I'm struggling, but it's also a performance piece and I'm doing it with a karate person. So we're like, she's going to be doing karate, I'm going to be doing yoga. But I'm basically trying to build something that will measure just like one simple movement, but how fast or far am I accelerating and exceeding in practicing it. So that's sort of going to be like my own training tool, but I also will do it in a way that, if I get to that level, then performance will be, of a certain way. So I'm basically creating a competition with myself. So we'll see how that works. But the other one is going to be related to a visual art installation that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not quite figured out what that will be doing exactly, but I'm also starting simple in it that I have various visual art stations and I want to make visitors able to start and stop them by walking. So in like a museum visit, when you press a button, but I want that not to be a button. So I want to build a tool that the visitor will be able to make the installation come alive with sound. My figures in it talk, so I want to have the visitor is able to move, to have them activated.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that much easier to do it with the camera tracking?
Probably, probably it might be.
Because music, you have to put on those people, and it's going to be, tough to keep track.
No, I put it on a person. I put it on a visitor.
Yeah, but how?
So, on a glove. So like you walk into the museum, you put on a glove, and then you walk by first station,
I see.
and there is an instruction. For example, there's an instruction on, like walk by the tiny elephant with your arm up. and then they do that, and the elephant from that
Yeah.
installation will say, "Hello, my
Yeah.
story is this."
Yeah. I mean,
So I'm
you and
trying
I.
to do like
Yeah. You and
very
I are.
simple.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
have to
and
do
I are
that.
thinking in a sort of a similar way right now, but my limitation is how to. So you have to put it on the customer, and you have to take it off the customer and put it on the new customer, right? So
That's true.
yeah, so that's sort of a yeah. I'm working with another idea with another institution to set that going. But to go back to your first yoga idea, in Japan, I'm going to Japan. I told you I'm going to the expo. So this is the
Uh-huh.
expo called like a future and tradition of Japanese martial arts people, right?
Yeah.
So did I show you this video? So this is kind of related to yoga. So this woman is so this is a it's called House of Ogasawara. It's like a mannerism house of Japanese traditional since 11th century or something really old.
Right.
So watch
Right.
this. So she's gonna sit down and stand up, right? And music
Yeah.
is
Okay.
music
Uh-huh.
is on her back of the neck right here. And first she's gonna do the commoner way, like you and I, or maybe not you, but me, right? So she's sort of bending, right? So I made like a, you know, audio visual thing. So every time she goes standing and stand up because she bends, right? So now
Yeah.
she's gonna do the master way. Now watch this. Completely still, completely still. Now watch her. She's gonna slide. Oh, I can show you here. See? Completely
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for showing this. This is really, I mean, completely different movement, but very in line with what I'm thinking.
Yeah, watch she's gonna slide. It's incredible. Anyway,
So
so
cool.
yeah, so this is how Japanese people there's a school of a Japanese mannerism and how to open the door and all that kind of stuff. So
That's amazing.
yeah, so that's what we're doing in about a month.
If I could add,
Well,
I think also it sounds like for what you were talking about, you want to like track like consistency of motion. Is that like you want to track if you're doing kind of the same
I
thing?
think so.
So
Yes.
my
I
thought
think,
was if you recorded like if you use I forget the objects in Max like follow or something
yeah.
Oh,
like
you
that
mean
essentially and you just do it a lot of times and get all
yeah.
that data, then you can kind of compare,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have like basically just having a base point to compare that acceleration to would probably be what would be helpful. Like essentially you're like creating a training set of like this is where I'm at here and as I'm progressing am I moving
The
farther or
music gets better,
faster?
basically. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah, and
every
so
time, like,
then,
yeah, that's
yeah,
amazing.
I don't know if it's
Is
follow or
it?
it's
It's a machine learning object, MLs.
I was thinking of something much simpler, but yeah, I mean, you would probably want to run that into some kind of
Yeah,
ML object, yeah.
yeah. It's gonna be ML dot something. Hervé was just saying that I did it in a 2010 or something at IRCAM, the machine learning we tried to do. See, all these ML objects are now integrated in Max. We tried to do the machine learning for the violin movement. It was just too hard. It was just too hard. But the Hervé said
Yeah,
since then it's been a tremendous
improved. Yeah.
improved. So I should try again, and I really should try again. Yeah, so that would be perfect to do that kind of a yoga. So it's teacher does the teacher yoga movement, and then you get the student to do it, and you can probably calculate how off they are, like 20% or 30% or something like that, right?
I mean, I haven't even thought about like doing it as a tool for others. I really was developing it for, or thinking of, I'm developing it in my head only right now, but
Mm-hmm.
really for, to measure my own progress and then to also um, kind of create it in a way that the reward is a better music outcome. You know what
Right,
I mean?
right.
But obviously, yeah, if it becomes something that I can integrate into my yoga practice and yoga
Mm-hmm.
teaching, that even better. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
down the line.
of
And
course.
then in Shanghai, I really don't know. I'm just going to be there teaching a masterclass in
Mm-hmm.
composition for a week. And I just mentioned to them that I might bring and or demonstrate, but I have
Mm.
no idea whether
Mm.
that will be, you know,
Is
very
that an university?
prominent or not.
Is that a university?
No, it's, I mean, it's called Face Art Institute. It's a private school run by a Chinese American girl
Okay.
who
Okay.
studied at Curtis,
Okay.
and
Because
then she's running like a piano and composition
got
program
it.
there. Yeah.
If you want, if they want to buy music, it's in
Yeah.
Shanghai, so you can go
Right. Yeah,
directly.
you mentioned that. You
Yeah, you
mentioned that.
can
And
buy.
when I mentioned that I might, you know, that I'm talking
Mhm.
to you and I might be demonstrating it, they were really excited. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I think that they said that they had Music One.
Oh, they do.
So
I wonder
I'm
if
going
that is.
to double check. And the
Okay, I can
person who
find the
runs the
information.
composition program, I'll send you that in an
Mhm.
email so I don't
Mhm.
crowd the chat box here, but I'll send you
Okay.
the name of the guy who runs that whole
Okay.
festival, and
Okay.
maybe you know him, maybe he
Well, if
dealt
they
with
have a
you.
music one, I probably know. So anyway, so this is a sort of kind of
Place your
related.
hand
Did I
flat
show you this
and allow
one?
the device to calibrate. Then
Um,
above your head.
you might have, but
And
Yeah.
then back down to the
So
starting
this
position.
is
he
a
looks familiar.
cat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love the cat.
Yeah.
Allow the device
Leah
to
made the
calibrate.
cat.
Then
Yeah,
bring your hand inwards towards your chest. Then slowly bring it back out to the
Confetti
starting
and
position.
everything. Right.
very good.
Gamify is
Exercise.
the.
Allow the device
Yeah,
to
yeah.
calibrate. Then rotate your hand so your palm is facing the ceiling, and then return it back to the starting
Right.
position.
So I did
Yep.
something like that. Also, we put the music on the shoes. So I think I showed you my mom. This is my mother. So she had a problem raising her hand like that. And it also has a sound that.
できたできた。
yeah. See?
できたできた。あ、上手上手。そうそうそう。下げると。できたできた。ほら。
The low pass filter sound as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that, right? So anyway, yeah, so all is possible. And, you know, it's all, yeah, this is the, there's no sound, but, you know, we made a gate thing. So you put the sensor right here. And when you walk, so the people don't walk like this, you know, people can walk like that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah, great. Okay. Any parting thoughts, guys? No? Blake, what are you working on right now? Besides that? Besides,
Next week we have like a small intermedia festival thing
hey.
here at OSU, and then
Mhm.
our students also have a rave concert that they put together.
Oh.
So I'm in charge
Okay.
of all of the tech for all of this. So
Oh dear.
my head is buried in the sand on those sorts of things. But
Oh my
yeah, other
God.
than that, just teaching and
Mhm.
yeah, working on these like various projects. I just gave a presentation at the Penn State New Music
Oh.
Festival
Oh,
about
great.
the website stuff. So
Oh yeah,
I got
yeah.
I got some positive feedback. So it seems like something that's worth trying to do because,
Mhm.
you know, there's not a lot of these sort of, especially for these more complicated, very
Mhm.
mathy
Mhm.
areas of music tech that can be like very scary to people that
Mhm.
come in with more of the music background and less
Right,
of the
like
technology
myself.
background.
Right.
I think just, yeah, trying to develop things to get the students like as
Mhm.
quickly to interacting with the concept rather than trying to learn the technology
Mhm. You have your web
first.
stuff that you showed to people that you can show us, or?
I don't know if I can like get it up right
Okay. Oh, I see.
now, but
Okay.
yeah, but I could share it. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of how to integrate like MUGIC
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
more
that'd be
interactivity
so
into
great.
this.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just easier to be able to like be like, oh yeah, just pull up this website on your computer
Mhm.
and you could do this.
Mhm.
Rather than but yeah, it's also just, yeah, it's a lot of work to, as I'm sure we're all aware, to take something and make it seem very simple.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
always that yeah, the last step, you know. It's always that. Okay.
but yeah, I'm happy
Cool.
to share whenever I have
Yeah,
things that
yeah.
seem
Your next
a little more
time,
polished.
yeah, we were thinking the 24th of May. Is that the Memorial Week Day weekend? Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna do one on 24th, the next one, because the week after we have a festival that I have to be in charge of. But we could probably do in the morning, but it's gonna be tough. So 24th, I guess. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm so glad, Blake, you're into this music family.
Yeah. I'm sorry I missed the last
No, 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 no,
presentation. I
no,
was in
no. I
the
mean, you're there from the beginning, the very beginning. So, you were with music before it was even music. So that's great. Okay. Do we? Yeah, Tiani, is there any parting word? So what are you doing with the multiple music right now? Is this your project?
Yeah, I want to do one. I haven't started yet, but I'm actually revising a piece that uses a single music for ICMC, and you are coming
Oh,
too, right?
yeah. When is your
Yeah,
thing?
great. I'll see you there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, boss.
when is your concert?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure yet because
Okay.
they haven't published a schedule, but I
Mm.
know where I am.
Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
guessing I think John Malia told me it's gonna be the 10th or 11th probably
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only arriving on the 12th, so
Oh,
I'm
okay. No
doing some
worries.
other
Yeah.
stuff. But anyway,
No
I'll
worries.
be there for the
I'll
last
see
two
you.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Cool. Wonderful. Okay, well, I get to see you in person then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. If anything, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Juris. Thank you, Melita. And Blake. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
See
Bye
you
bye.
next time. Okay. Bye. Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mari. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.